Alright, so we're going to try this with a little bit of light that I do have in here because I can't really go anywhere else because I want to be able to hear my kids. So we're going to do this in this lighting. I'm sorry, this is all I have right now. But we're going to be discussing Brooke Banks because it's been a little bit and I hadn't thought about her for a little bit, so I figured why not just see what she's up to. Now we're on Facebook. I'm not recording it. I'm not going to try to do this recorded, but we're going to watch what she has to say, hear it out. You let me know what your thoughts are. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell down below, and let's get started.
Bottle, like the big size bottle, not the sample size. Let me show you. Not the sample size. We're giving a big bottle of liquid BioCell, okay, away for every 20 shares. So you're gonna want to share. You're gonna want to comment. How are you guys doing today? This is going to be the video to watch if you have been ready for more. If you have been needing extra income in your life, community in your life. If you have been needing to work smarter and not harder. If you have been exhausted by a side income and knowing there has to be a better way. There has to be something that actually works. There has to be something that allows me to have family time and yet also allows me to have success financially for my family in our economy and just the day and age we live in. E-commerce is taking over. And so we're going to share our stories. My leader, Courtney, who I have just so proudly partnered with for a reason, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But first things first, okay? If you are watching live or replay, I want you to comment ready for more. Ready for more. That lets us know you are watching live, you're watching replay, that you're here, that you are fully just in this live video, ready to view this with us and ready to communicate and be a part of this because that's what it's about. You're what it's about. We're going to share our stories and we're doing it for you because I'm a believer in Jesus, and when I find something that is authentically so real and so good, I feel a disservice to not be a lighthouse, to not shout it from the rooftops, to not shake my phone and look at you behind my screen, yes, you watching, and just shake my phone and say, you deserve to know about this. You deserve the information. What you do with the information is up to you, but you deserve to know because there are better ways out there. There are ways that you can make deep impact, amazing income, and all of the things. So, hey, Courtney, how are you?
How's it going?
So good. So you guys, I'm going to be introducing you to this beautiful woman here in a minute. And I just want to quickly tell my story with how we even are on this live together. So most of you guys know I was a top leader with a former company. I'll always appreciate those years. It really taught me just that because people look at Courtney, they look at kind of us right now, and especially you and me as I've been growing and built this house, and they kind of feel like it's not duplicatable and realistic. And they forget that we were the stay-at-home moms. I mean, I'm still Hot Mess Express. I'm not going to ever disown that. But when I started in network marketing, why I'm forever grateful for my past company is it taught me that I could do this. It taught me that the underdog could win. It taught me that a woman who was insecure, so self-conscious, doesn't have a lick of skills of any kind of job, y'all. Freshly engaged at 19, married at 20, babies nursing. That was like my life. Then enters network marketing. And so I was a super dork. I mean, I'm still a dork. It's who God made me and I own that. But you know what I mean? I was fumbling through. My phone was fuzzy. I stacked books by a window. I started as the ultimate beginner that you can on ground zero. And you can build up to whatever you want to do in this industry. And so my previous company taught me that I can do this. That I do like to lead people, that I do like to impact people, that I do like to help make people feel beautiful, that I do like to bring home an income while homeschooling my babies. So with that though, you guys, imagine being engaged at 19, married at 20, and then you're just pregnant nursing. We kept my womb open for the Lord. Pregnant nursing.
That already sounds so cringy. The womb open for the Lord. Please don't use that language. That's just so off-putting. And to just basically admit that you don't get any bodily autonomy to decide, hey, I don't want to be pregnant. Like, okay. That's just my opinion, though.
And that's kind of like my identity. And my husband, he's a high school teacher, he's a football coach, and we would be out in public and people would be like, hey, Coach Banks, hey, Mr. Banks. And he would be like, hey, this is my coworker. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he has this whole identity that I don't even know about him, but other people only know from him with that. And I'm at home doing a mighty calling, you guys, a believer in Jesus and my husband and my kids. That is my mighty call, raising arrows, being a homemaker. I love all of that. But the Lord also had gifted me in other ways.
Okay, so she said raising arrows. Is that a quiverful term? Because I need someone to let me know, because that sounds even more cringy. I didn't realize this was going to be a faith manipulation, dissecting type of live, because for me it's very hard to listen to a lot of things that, being a former Christian, it's a little rough. Not gonna lie, it's a little rough.
Right? Like, and I forgot other pieces of me. I forgot the other pieces of me. I let myself just get consumed by everything else. And so, Enters Network Marketing, I found like, oh my gosh, I do like to talk to women every day. I do like to talk to adults every day. I do like to serve people and make them feel beautiful. I do love to bring home some income, because when I did start bringing home income, my husband was able to quit his third job in car washing. So then we got to see dad more, you know what I mean? And that's what it's about, that family time for us. And then we built a house and all of that. But as I was going through this industry, I did notice a little bit of fundamental flaws that I would try to fix. So then I'd be like, well, bring it on. Nothing we can't fix, nothing we can't do. I'm just gonna make this easier for my team. I'll work extra hard so my team doesn't have to work as hard and they can still have that family time. And I tried everything I could, and I spun my wheels, and it just didn't end up being the right model for me anymore. And I remember watching you guys.
It's funny that she said the right model, because we already know it's the same model. You just change companies. There's nothing different about it. There might be very few times is there a slight change in the compensation plan, but not enough to be like, oh yeah, there's a difference. No, it's normally pretty the same. And the oversaturation that happens in these companies is also very prevalent. You can't deny that there's a lot of people, especially when you're recruiting within a close vicinity. Of course there's going to be more reps. You recruited your competition.
Courtney, I watched your elevated events. I watched the systems that they had. I watched this introduction of social retail, and I was like, what is this? Because as a leader, these decisions aren't just for me and my family. I mean, that can be a piece of it, but because I do desire to be such an authentic, genuine leader, I do want to see that underdog win. I do want to see that woman who's like, oh my gosh, I don't have a pretty background like they do. My kids are everywhere. My house is a mess. I live in a trailer. I want them to see that they can make income with this, that it's for them. Like, right? That's for them. But I want to see them make income. Like, I want to be able to see them progress and promote. And so I would look at the social retail system that y'all had over there, and I was like, what is this? And I would try to recreate it, And at the end of the day, there are just some places that are just light years ahead. And I couldn't fight it. I was defensive. I was like, oh my gosh, shut up. But I just kept coming back to me like, this is the place. They're light years ahead. It didn't matter who I saw making this move. A lot of top leaders come over here from many companies, walk away from everything just like I did, to start from scratch, because they know it's so worth it for them and the people around them. And then a lot of beginners start here and have success. Like, you have both people starting here and being able to duplicate success and with amazing product that I've been a customer for over 3.5 years. So it was just like I've got to do this. It was on my heart for over a year, you guys. And I couldn't ignore it anymore, because I'm not going to quickly just quit and give up on something. So I gave everything I could where I was, and then I said,
I feel like whenever any Christian uses the phrase, it's been on my heart, I feel like in reality it's saying I have an ulterior motive in there. But it has to be God, because I thought of it, or not really I thought it, but it was something out of the realm of what I normally would do. So therefore, it was God. It's like, no. Someone could have talked to you. You could have thought about it long enough that you saw the possibility of the money you could make. And for leaders like her, who left her old company, they more likely have a bridge contract. So when you have those, the likelihood of you having to start all the way from the bottom are slim to none. So that's just my opinion.
Okay. It is time to make this move. And the only person I could ever see doing it with is this woman right here, Courtney Davis. She is a believer. She is this kingdom leadership mindset, legacy leader mindset of her leadership. The fact that I get to, with our organization, immediately expose our teams to these people, it's like elevation for them right away. And that excites me for every woman that joins this team, every man that joins this team, is that the exposure they get to you and to Justin Prince. And she is a wife and a mama and, a pro makeup artist. She's got so much experience in life, but she really loves to serve people. She really loves to elevate people. She really loves to help people see themselves with a different set of eyes, that they can do more than they ever dreamed of. And she pulls that out of them and like gives them bigger shoes to fill. And you raise people up. So I'm so excited to have all my people be able to hear from the one and only woman I would join and trust to lead this team. I'm just so thankful to have you on here, and I'd love for you to be able to share your story with everybody.
So good. Thank you so much, Brooke. I mean, after that introduction and what she just shared, I'm like, okay, done. We can just wrap it up because that was gold. Boom.
They always act like that, and I'm like, how? This is just my opinion, but it just seems very fake. And it's possible it is a true, genuine feeling or interaction or whatever, but that's just my opinion of how I see some of the interactions that they have with each other. It just feels very fake, considering I've had plenty of people in my life be fake. I can kind of see now how it could be viewed that way, but that's just my opinion. Just saying, just observing what they say and how they say it, because that's a lot of what the tactics are for people to get recruited. They want to love bomb, they want to make you feel good, they want to make sure that you don't ever leave, because if you leave, their paycheck leaves. So.
But I'm so excited to be here with you, because sitting back and watching what you've done over these last couple of months, I think that, like you mentioned, there's a few fundamental flaws that are wrong with the whole system of network marketing, which if you guys are on here and you have experienced that, we want you to know that you're not alone, right? Network marketing has been an amazing, amazing industry for many years. It served a lot of families. It's fed a lot of people. But the truth is any model needs updating, right? Mm-hmm. And so what we like to share here at Social Retail, and by the way, we want to actually do a giveaway. So Brooke, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there now. If you guys share, hit the share button. Make sure you let us know. So we're going to pick a winner to give away a free bottle of our liquid collagen, okay? So make sure you hit the button at the bottom. If we get to a certain amount of shares, we're going to do some giveaways. So I wanted to throw that out there. But any model, any industry, any business, I worked in the hair industry for 20 years. We were constantly updating our identity. We were constantly updating the systems. I learned in hair school, this is going to show my age, you guys. In hair school, I learned how to highlight hair with a cap, okay? Hold the needle through the cap, right? Okay? Then we updated. We went to foil. Then we updated. We went to balayage. Systems and businesses constantly update their identity. And that's exactly what we've done here at Social Retail. We took companies like Uber and Airbnb, and we modeled after how to teach people to make money from their smartphones, okay? So that's the one point. The second point is, I think that as women, we sometimes feel guilty when we feel the call to update our own identity, right? And so what I've experienced is women in this industry, they get into a company, myself included, Brooke included, whether it's our former company or another one, and we have this kind of misplaced loyalty that we get in. I got in by accident. I got into online marketing, social retail, like Brooke said, because I was in a dark season. I was home with these babies. I was like, who am I? I'm going to tell my story that I was using the same MAC powder for 17 years. I needed an update on my identity, right? And so I needed a vehicle to do that. And my last company was so great. They served me so well.
Again, with the vehicle analogy, it's nonstop with MLMs. Every rep uses that same term. I don't know of anyone that changes it up in some way. Maybe they say boat, but normally it's car. Because they say vehicle. So, like, I just find this funny. But that's just me.
They taught me what was possible about being able to make money from my phone. But I did start to see some of the flaws. I did start to see things that I was desperate for, such as leadership. I saw things that I was desperate for as far as for systems. It's like you don't know what you don't know, right? So we get into a company, we love the products, we have passion, we have energy, we learn a little bit about who we are, and then we feel this call to we outgrow our bucket, we outgrow our place. And so in any other industry in the world, I'm just going to speak truths for a second because Brooke knows that's how I roll. Any other company, any other business on the planet, if you felt the call for an identity update and I'll use my husband for an example. He's a physical therapist. He is in his 20th year of his career and he's at his 4th physical therapy clinic. Why? Because each time he had outgrown the bucket he was in. Uh-huh. Each time it was time for him to go to a place that he could serve his customers better, that he could serve his patients better, that he could have more room, that there was more skill set, more leadership. And guess what people do? They applauded him, right? It was like, congratulations, you're closing that chapter and moving to the next. But somehow, some way in online retail or network marketing, we have this weird jaded thing that if we moved from one season to a next, that there's something wrong, right? And I'm here to really shed a light.
It's not about there must be something wrong. The problem that we see with this is the difference between someone changing a job for real, not LARPing, and being a business owner like they do, because that's really what they do. Live action role play of a business owner. They play dress up. That's all they're doing. But anyway, like let's just show, does anyone play D&D? Because that's basically if like the boss babes do D&D basically in life. So that's just how I view it. But the difference between someone moving up a job because they probably went to school for it, they're not impacting anyone negatively in the way that another top leader moving from one company to the next and having to tell their team, because their team then will feel compelled to follow because they're the downline, and they'll be made to feel bad if they don't go. So that's the difference. And it's not because people are jaded, it's because you're impacting other people too. It's not just you, it's other people. You recruited them, you're making money off them, they're having the rug pulled from underneath them, they're not ready for it. So yes, that's the difference.
One, leaders and people, and maybe you're watching this, whether you're at home and you've never done anything like this before, and you're like, but I do need an identity update. I need, like Brooke and Courtney, to like figure out my confidence again and to be able to like know who that woman is that I looked in the mirror. I need to be able to have an identity other than mom and wife, which I'm here to tell you is okay. You don't have to sacrifice being a mom and a wife and still have a thriving online business. When I got into this industry 5 years ago, I got into this business to get an extra $500 a month for dancing and jiu-jitsu for my kids. What it opened my eyes to was the opportunity to make a multiple six-figure income for myself. That might be your story. That might not. Maybe right now you're watching this and you're like, yeah, I need an identity update. Yeah, I need an extra couple $100 to pay for groceries and gas and travel and all those things. And number 3, I just need a community of people to believe in me, right? Brooke and I get to encounter.
You can seek a lot of community in other areas that don't involve you spending money every month. Just saying. And even if you are spending money every month for something, it doesn't involve you recruiting someone below you to do it. You could join a dance team. You could join a gym. I know they're going to use the gym analogy somewhere maybe in this one, because they usually do. But a gym. You could do the YMCA and get to meet new people all the time through there. Plus have daycare. Just saying. What other areas? There's plenty of areas. And even if it's a monthly thing, it's not the extravagant amount of money that these reps have to pay, though. Usually it's a fairly reasonable amount. But that's just my opinion.
get the opportunity to serve so many people and so many women that believe the lies that they're not good enough, that believe the lies that the gold in life, travel, vacations, time with your family, not in the 9-to-5 grind, is for everybody else except for them. And so our passion and our heart at this company and on this team is to really help empower women to, number one, update their identity, number two, find a purpose and a calling, and number three, find healthy, kingdom-minded balance that allows you to have it all, because you don't have to be a slave to your phone. In fact, there are lots and lots of women that need to hear this message that aren't in our industry, that need to be told it's okay to still want to be a mom and a wife. It's okay to put your phone down. It's okay to say no to some things so you can say yes to the...
But most of these reps do not have the ability to do that. And if they did, it's because they're the upline. That's the only reason. They're the upline. If they had the ability to not focus on being like constantly on recruit mode and constantly on selling and buying products that they have to buy every month, they probably wouldn't be on their phone as much, but they aren't given that ability.
Right things. And I'm just so passionate that that's what we get to do here on this team.
Yes. And you know, Courtney, it's interesting, even about what you were saying about your husband transferring jobs and stuff. I was talking to a teammate and she was like, oh my goodness, with 0 people on my team, I made way more. I've had customers knocking down my doors, people knocking down my doors to join me. My team's already bigger. But when I speak that truth, people think I'm being whatever. And it's so interesting that speaking our truth can somehow like rub people the wrong way. But at the same time, people need to know. Like, I remember when I got my first check from O'Dare. At a team of we had 30 something. We launched mid-month. Most of those people, with those 30 something people, launched like the last week, even the last day. So they're just trying to absorb how to launch. And yet my check was higher than it was my last 3 average checks in my former company as a top leader with a team of 700 working my butt off. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I know people need this, and it's okay to be able to speak our truths. That doesn't mean we're putting anyone down. That just means we so align with where we're at. We so desire this elevation and this income earning potential in this business that allows you to have quality family time and business time. My screen time's been down. My husband's like, oh my gosh, we've had more family time and you're making more money. I'm totally in. And I was like, I know, right? But it's not only me that's saying that. It's my inbox filled with my teammates saying that. And I'm like, this is it. So I'm so on fire. And I feel like right now, maybe we can go over just our top things we love about this company in Modere. Number one, I love it. Yeah, go ahead.
So I would love to do that because there's so many, the list goes on and on, but I also want to share that I know for me, I know for you, I know our conversations, there's 2 ways to build the tallest building in town. And one is to build the tallest building and the other is to tear the other buildings down. And we're not here to tear any buildings down. I would never try to recruit someone that's happy. I would never try to tell someone that the season that they're in or their company they're in, that has to be something that you decide on your own that says, you know what, just like my husband transitioned from one PT business to the next, he knew his time was up. He knew that season was closing. He knew that chapter was closing. And so I love that you shared that because really and truly, I think a lot of times it takes one person, your courage, going, just like my courage, to say, you know what, I loved that season. It was beautiful for me, but it's now time for me to close that chapter and start something new, right? You have to be so confident in your decision that no matter what people say, no matter what people think, you know your truth, you know where your alignment stands, and that's enough to carry you through some of the adversity. So, okay, top things we love about Modere, right?
Yes.
Number 1, highly sought after, highly consumable products that people want. For those of you that know my background, know that I am a skincare and makeup girl. I have a background as a professional hair stylist and makeup artist for over 20 years. So I was known as the beauty girl, right? And I remember talking to Justin, I'm like, oh, how do I sell some collagen? Like, I'm a little confused. Like, I know how to sell some lip gloss, but I don't know how to sell collagen, right? He's like, what do you sell? And I said, well, I've sold hair products. And he's like, no, what do you sell? And I'm like, I sell skincare and makeup. He said, no, you actually sell an opportunity to help women and men look and feel more beautiful.
Mainly the part about the opportunity. That's all it focuses on. Because if it were about the product, they would have the ability to know better about these products and not have them overly priced like they do. Because the majority of the time, they're overly priced. That's just how they are. That's how they make their money.
And I was like, you're right, I do. And he said, that's exactly what you're going to do here with our products. The collagen is the #1 sought after wellness product on the world. We have 7 international patents. We're the #1 leader in collagen that everyone is chasing. And so it just synergistically like meshed for me to jump in from the beauty business to collagen and wellness, because I really realized, especially in the season of life that I'm in, my wellness is like top priority, right? So #1, I love that. I love that people reorder from me every single month, that they are desperate for these products because they feel so good and their body's a little trimmer. So they order from those products from me. I love how well we reward our customers, right? Like, I am such a customer service type of person, but like Modere kind of outshines me a little bit, right? Like, we give people their own $10 off customer code. We send them free gifts in the mail. We give them an extra 10% off. We give them free shipping. We're having a Modere Day next Monday where everybody's going to get free shipping, right? So the customer loyalty just really helps to support my business because they help to service my customers so well, right? I love that we have such little structure requirements. I mean, Brooke literally had the structure to hit the top of the company in like her first 2 weeks, right? So what I found in other models,
it feels like she's saying the quiet part out loud. Like, I don't think she realizes how cringeworthy that sounds.
is sometimes the structure requirements are so heavy that unless you're a really strong recruiter or you're so dependent on other people to grow your paycheck. And because of our dual-sided comp plan and because of the low structure requirements, it's a lot more attainable for you to kind of stabilize your paycheck and kind of know what you're going to be able to bring in, because you have a lot more control over being paid on sales and then the low structure requirements. So I guess those are kind of like my top 3 to come to mind, but what are some other ones that either I can speak on that maybe you could share?
Yeah, so #1, even on my parallels with the products, I was a customer for 3+ years, referred people left and right because I loved the products. I love that I'm selling now to a broader range of women, and men and women, because before it was a very specific type of woman, and the products were so great they would last forever, that person would order once every 4 or 6 months. Now my clients are ordering every single month, and I'm selling to men too, and entire families, which is a game changer because now I have the ability, instead of chasing after getting anxiety at the end of the month, trying to meet certain qualifications and goals and necessities, and then going to bed with anxiety, looking at my phone, like not even wanting to look at it, just to wake up and do it all over again. Here you're able to build a sustainable business. You can give yourself grow months, and you can give yourself, here's my sustainable months. I have these many customers coming back month after month. These many customers are sharing with other clients of mine, and so you get to build this sustainable business to where you're not over hustling. And I love that, because I would have anxiety. I would get sick to my stomach sometimes at the end of the month, being like, okay, I hustled like forever and ever, and now I have to do it again, The leadership, you guys, the legacy leadership. Not only do these people know what to say to help you elevate your mind and grow, but they're doing the things that we can only dream of. They're making the paychecks. They're literally living by example. Not just leading by example, but living by example. And getting those paychecks that are just like, oh my gosh, shut the front door. If I even got like a fraction.
Oy vey. Why? They have such a big, strong urge on making sure paycheck is #1. And I get it. We need money in this capitalist society. I get that. Not wrong. But to say that they love the product, but they're going to focus more on the money again, it's not about the product. If it was a product thing that they cared about more, they would more likely talk about more in the sense that they would be happy to see people pay happy. But their focus is not on that. The opportunity to make people's life better is also going to make their life better. Because anything that those people do below you affects you in that way. So, there's that.
of that, I would be happy. If my team got a fraction of that, like forever and ever, dreams crushed. So when you have that wisdom of leadership and these people behind, like light years ahead, already planning 2024 for our company and things like that, you know that you're being led and your team's being led with like the best of the best, the wisdom that and everything that we need. And I love the simplicity. Before I've heard like, oh my gosh, too many chats, too many pages, too many, like all of that going on. I would get in and I would drown trying to onboard. I actually have confidence now sponsoring because there's a unified, unparalleled, streamlined system of how everybody onboards and launches their business. Like, I don't have to do that.
If I could speak to the leadership aspect of it, that was probably one of the things that I was craving the most. You know, I always tell people that you never want to be the smartest person in the room. And when you are, it's time for you to push your chair back from that table and move yourself to another room, right? We've been extremely successful here on our team.
Why does that, why say that? That sounds so messed up. Because you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, so therefore you gotta leave the room. Why? Just asking, because I don't get why. I mean, there's a lot of people that have overly exuberant egos that think they are the smartest person. So maybe it's not always that they are the smartest person. Maybe they just think they're the smartest person. But I still don't understand that. Why leave that room? To make more people feel bad? Like in another room? I don't know. Is that like the goal? Let's make you feel bad. Okay.
One of the fastest growing teams in Modere. We hit our goals of the top of the company in 90 days and then tippy top it, like even like surpassed that in 6 months. Far than I could have ever imagined, right? My first paycheck was like almost triple what I was making in my last company. But more so than that, I'm still a little fish, right? Like Justin Prince, my mentor, has like 21 of me, right? And their paychecks are like triple and double what I make. So for me, not only as a top leader, I have so much to look forward to. I have so much to work towards. These are people that have been in this industry for over 20 years. So when we're going through tough times like inflation and tough times where the world might seem a little rocky, I have so many mentors and anchors around me that have navigated these waters before that I have so much like hope in our business and hope in our company. I feel so stable and rooted and grounded and know that there are so many people to pour into me as I grow into this new bucket that I'm planted in, right?
Amen. Yes. And so even part of that too, one thing that I love here at Modere is, you know, we were talking about these large paychecks. And if you guys even knew her paycheck, y'all would pass out, right? And she's still, like she says, little fish compared to so many, right?
Yeah.
But 6 figures, even just a single 6-figure income a year, that isn't the marker for success in network marketing. Like Courtney said earlier, some people just need the $200 a month. That changes lives. Let's be real. That's an extra bill paid. That's extra groceries on the table. That's gas in the tank. And so what I love here is that we have daily pay. Daily pay because people do need the diaper runs. People do need that extra tank of gas. People do need to pay the babysitter. People do need, you know, that money right now. They can't always wait. I remember before even social retail, we would know that sometimes we were going to overdraft the last couple days of the month, you know, but that wouldn't exist if I had an income that came in daily for my family, paid twice a day. That is life-changing for the everyday American.
Oh my gosh. And it's so motivating. Like, you just got paid. I'm like, thank you so much. Like, appreciate you. Like, you know, so many people that get in, they're like, oh my gosh, just in my daily pay this week, I was able to pay for my groceries, gas, and, you know.
The fact that they have to explain to you about daily things that everybody who has a job is able to, or even if you're not able to have a job, but gets paid on disability. Those things, everybody does. This isn't new. Now, if you're bartering, that would be new. But they don't. Buying those things, not new.
Another bill, and it's just so rewarding and so motivating. It's actually the people that get into our business that need the $100, that need the $200 that you and I stay up at night dreaming about, because I was that girl. I remember my husband's a physical therapist. We could have lived on one income. We did fine, but I wanted more. I wanted to dream more. I wanted to do more. I wanted to give my kids a financial opportunity that I never had growing up in a single parent home, right? And if you're watching this video and you're not in this industry but you watch me and you watch Brooke and you think, God, why not you? Why not you be the person that says, I can do more for my family, right? I can be the one that breaks out of poverty, or I can be the one that breaks out of living in debt and living off of credit cards. Now more than ever, we need people with courage to step up and say, you know what, I'm going to be the one that does the hard things and steps out in faith and partners with these girls, because I'm the one that can break the legacy for my children. I'm the one that can break the chains of debt and all of those things for my family. And it can stop with me.
Amen. And you guys, I have to let you know that those times when you're launching and you're so realistic and you're nervous, but you're just going to put yourself out there anyway because you deserve it and other people deserve it, that is your golden hour time to be able to relate to people. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we can be a little bit more unrelatable, and sometimes other people who are beginning think in their head, well, who would ever partner with me? Who would ever buy from me? So many people, because people are sick of fake online. People are sick of Photoshop. People are sick of, you know what I mean? Like all the fake and the highlight reels. If you're a real woman that's just ready to put yourself out there, you are going to inspire and connect with so many people just like you. Just like you. Another thing I love real quick too about this company, because my inbox has been exploding with people saying, Brooke, I'm a mom of 4 kids. Brooke, I'm a full-time working nurse. I didn't have time to do these 45-minute lives. I didn't have the skill that you needed before with XYZ company. But now that you're doing this, I can take a quick shot of collagen in the kitchen. I can take my phytonutrients in the kitchen with my kids around. I can do this with my kids. I can do this with my husband. By the way, people walk stages at conferences with their spouses because spouses do this with them. It's a family thing, and it's also just so you don't need a skill. Taking care of you is working your business, and that sets my soul on fire. Like it's so duplicatable for anyone to do, and there's systems if you have no clue what you're doing. You're going to get an app downloaded, and it's going to say, our goal is for you to make XYZ minimally a month. And if you have no experience, that's okay. Here's what you do. And here's how we're going to support you in doing that. You're giving resources, tools, everything that you need to have success. So I love that.
So real quick, just a reminder, if you're on here, make sure you guys hit that button at the bottom as we possibly can. We're going to pick a winner from someone who has shared the video. So make sure you do that. Always want to remind everybody. What else, Brooke?
And then also, we talked about amazing products. We've talked about, because I do have a desire to, I've always done Trim Healthy Mama and things like that, a desire to not just survive life, but to feel my best. If we just are trying to survive life to get through the day, what, to go to sleep, to do that over again? You just want to literally like zombify life? No, we get one life. What if you had passion to live again? What if you had energy to chase your babies? What if your inflammation could go down and you could start hitting the goals that you're wanting to hit? You know, what if you could really bring yourself back to life to enjoy every day and year that you have left on this earth? Comment products below, because that is a huge passion of ours. But if you're hearing us and you are ready for more, ready to see if you can bring home extra streams of income, whether you work full-time somewhere you love that we don't want to replace for you if you love it, or you're miserable and you need a replacement, or you're a stay-at-home mom thinking, I could use a few extra $100 a month. I want you to comment business. Business because you deserve it. Business also because we have a Zoom call tonight where you can kind of ask more questions in a more intimate setting. We have an opportunity call, and we're going to be going over just the ins and outs, a little bit more about the comp plan, and then some personal stories from so many different people that you deserve to be on. So if that is on your heart, and you can message me too, if you're feeling a little uncomfortable, or Courtney, whoever you're watching for, you can message us too. We're here in Messenger as well. But you deserve that information. You deserve that conversation to see, would this be a good fit for you? Would this be a good fit for you? And that's all that matters. What I love that Courtney says, we don't try to persuade anyone. We know we are the golden egg, the golden goose. We know we have great products, a brilliant income earning potential, brilliant leadership, and brilliant systems. We are just we got it. We want you to want to come, whether you are the beginner or intermediate or expert. Tons of experts come over here, but we want you to want it, right? Yeah. And so you getting more information and just saying business, that is opening a door for more conversation just to see, would this be the place for you?
Absolutely. Well, Brooke, I just adore you and watching you and your team shine. I know this is only the beginning of where we're headed. I mean, you guys aren't even 3 months in. She's like literally about to hit the top of the company. You guys throw up some hearts for Brooke. She's just been such a blessing to work with. I told her the other day, I was like, we all dream of recruiting someone like you. I know she doesn't need me to be successful, but she reaches out to me with such a servant's heart. You're so coachable. You're so honorable in the way that you lead, and I know your team just adores you, and it's just been such a blessing to be partnered with you these last few months. If you're watching and this is something that really speaks to your heart, we would love to invite you to listen to a little bit more, and of course ultimately welcome you to the team. So thank you so much, Brooke, for having me. I just adore you.
Thank you.
All right, so that was that. I hope you enjoyed. Very interesting. Obviously, we know this is all about recruiting. The opportunity is just for them to keep getting more people below and make money off of that. Not because there's any way to get a actual minimum wage paying job, granted. We know minimum wage is too low. But outside of that, I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you soon and talk to you then. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and all those types of stuff, and I'll see you then. Bye.